Okay, so in this video I'm going to be testing the TMOG Task Manager built by Dave Plummer, who was one of the people responsible for building the original Task Manager for Windows. I'm not going to get into the history of Task Manager, I'm just going to do an overview of this system on Windows and then Linux, if Linux will work. Now there are certain stipulations I'm going to make about this review. Number one, can't be connected to the internet. This has to install and run on a system that is disconnected from the outside world for security reasons. That's generally the theatre I like to work in, and also there's, I don't want programs calling home. Anyway, so we're going to install this and we're going to see, well, that's pretty bloody quick. I didn't even get a chance to monologue. Cheers, Dave. So, okay, and it's up. So we have some minor issues at first. Seems stuff's a bit cramped. Of course, I'm using a Lenovo L14 Gen 1 ThinkPad with a AMD Ryzen Pro 5. So, yeah, different outputs may vary. I wonder if I can control and zoom in and out. No. Okay, control plus, control minus. No. So that, okay, now we're into something a bit different, which is a little bit clearer. Okay, how do I go back? Will the backspace button work? No. Okay, generally I like the backspace button to move me backwards through time on a system. I'll try the escape button. No, again, nothing. Okay, so we're going to go back to summary. And this is where we were. It's looking pretty nice. I can understand Dave's colour palette. Personally, it's not for me. So for starters, we're going to settings, colours. Now that's good. I like that. It's been separated. So we have settings here, which is the core system settings, and then we have the UI. That's very, very nice. Thank you, Dave. So here we are. I have seen the video of this, Dave introducing this on his channel, but I didn't really look at it, so to speak. I was just, I tend to listen to it as like an audio podcast, if anything. But yeah, let's have a look at all the colour schemes. I thought there were more than that, but okay. So we have colour, which is, of course, Dave's colour. Where's the bloom? I thought we had a bloom function. Or does that turn the bloom off? Oh. Anyway, okay, so we're going to go colour, which is dim blinking lights setting. I'm going to go mono. Again, that's pretty much the saturation down to 0. Personally, okay, you've locked that off. Okay, I'll get that. Okay, that would probably cause a bug, or in the Windows standard a bug or something. But yeah, I would just remove the mono and just have it in saturation. So if somebody wants mono, they just turn the saturation down on anything. Of course, unless it's a internal sort of like system thingy, somebody might be wanting mono because it's more lightweight and reactive, not just the color settings. So having color in the background running, even though it's not rendering, may be an issue. So I get that. But anyway, let's move on. We're going to go to green. Oh, flipping heck. Okay, so okay, there's steps. I want in between. Anyway, I kind of, how do I explain this? Okay, I prefer a system where it doesn't have individual steps, but there's probably a reason why it has individual steps, and it's probably a damn good reason. Myself, I like a more sliding value, where we don't have steps, we just have a slider, and that's the value. If you want steps, okay, have steps, but just have it in a drop down. So step 1, step 2, step 3, I don't know. But that's just my thought on like UIs and stuff like that. So that's green. I don't like green. Well, okay. I do like this. I wouldn't call it amber though. I would call this Unix, and it's very Unixy. So let's bring that down so it's a bit more traditional Unix. I like it. Okay, that's a bit. Okay. I hate that. I hate clicking on something that doesn't tell me it's going to the internet. A tooltip just underneath that pops up on there to tell me you will be connecting to the internet. Fine. Upgrade, pro, license. Okay. So go big summary. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is a bit. I don't know what's going on there. It's like the stacking functions. Is the line height? Is it? I can't remember. Is it line height? Should have probably done this on a different program. I think it's line height. I can't actually remember the other program. I think it's the image rendering. Yeah, so line spacing is off. Of course I want to save it. So I honestly don't know what the C standard would be, or the standard that this was built in to change that, but you need like a in CSS in web development, that would be sort of like a dynamic RM value instead of a pixel value. So yeah, it's constrained to a number, but you want it sort of constrained to a degree. So you have like the overall box, which is the container, and then you have the degrees of values that shrink the text or something along those lines. Yeah, but I mean, it's really hard to. UI is just fucking hard. Okay. Anyway, my non-existent GPU is 23% on Windows for some reason. Temperature is non-negotiable. The clock is clocking, and CPU is CPUing. Okay, so let's go on to the next color, and we have blue. I like it. I thought there was an actual setting to change the bloom. I don't know what's going on there. Task manager recording is a pro only. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm fucking recording anyway. Does that mean I have to pay Dave? Yeah, so that's that. We're going to go back to the original, and we're just going to bring the saturation down just for observation, I suppose. But yeah, so we've got the cores. I have 11 CPUs. I thought I had 6. Yeah, 6 physical cores. I don't know. Hardware isn't my thing. People understand that stuff better than I do. Okay, so this is nice, and of course, like HTOP, you have the activated processes. What's being hit? Select a single entry. There's a lot of space here, which is interesting. Okay, I get you. Alright. So what's this then? What's this about? This here. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. Anyway, so system information. Snapshot generated. Native health. Oh, I don't know what those. Performance devices, services, user sessions, processes. Yeah, it's looking fine, I suppose. administrator privileges required. App history reads Windows own usage history database, which only an administrator has access to. Okay, cool. Microsoft Edge auto launch. Oh yeah, so desktop INI, roaming, blur. That's integrated tooltips. Yeah, more tooltips, definitely more tooltips. Especially for us noobs. Okay, so I like it. I do. I like it. That's nice. Because the other way of getting this was a bit funny. Yeah, so there's very, very minor tweaks that need doing, obviously, but okay. Oh, that's a sample. I have to upgrade for power management. Well, it's probably for the best, to be honest. Connections. Oh, that's a sample as well. So you get the pro feature. So tell me how much the pro feature. No, it's just gonna. I was just on your website. Well, I fucking downloaded this room. Okay, so sample again. Okay, so this is the pro feature stuff. Yeah, you're gonna have to. I'll leave a link in the description for the. I have no pro stuff on there. Okay. So that's basically a general overview of things. Okay. Dark light settings. Disk lights. Okay, I'll get you. Yeah, so I like it. Yeah. So some minor issues, but again, trying to figure out the right measurement tools to use when setting words inside a box is one of the most heinous things to do unless you have a really good library. And a lot of people, they don't want libraries, which is understandable. A lot of the website stuff I use doesn't have libraries, it's all core built, or I'll use boilerplate builds and stuff like that. So this is completely understandable. I don't have an issue with that. You can access the processors here, so you know, it says 29 processors. That's not 29. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Okay, maybe. Process view. No, okay. I thought I'd have more processors running than that on Windows, but anyway. So that's the general overview of it. I like it, I do. So now we're going to go into settings and see what we can dick around with here. So the bottom of this box is being cut off. Again, it's when you're building a UI, it's probably one of the biggest pains in the ass there is, especially when it's a new build, something which has been built fresh, is especially on modern systems and modern browsers, is getting everything to fit, especially when you have a box and text. It's just an absolute pain in the ass. So I have no problem with that being cut out. It will get fixed. Don't worry about it. So system settings, yeah, it should be on dark mode. I'm not going to click on light mode because I'll can burn my eyes. monochroma and system. Okay, pop out. I don't know what that is. Tooltips, Dave. Tooltips. One right there that just says each little individual one. Real-time updates. Hi. 4 updates a second. Okay. Summary. Default start page. Okay, that's that. Task manager in reports. No. Windows management always on top. No. Show full account name. No. Ask before applying efficiency mode. Tooltips, Dave. Tooltips. About. Okay. Pixels per update. Okay. History multiplier. No. So yeah, on Windows it's pretty neat. I would like a few more tooltips, please. Yeah, that's literally my only issue with this. I thought there was a function to turn off bloom. I can't remember where it is, unless it's a pro feature. But I thought it was in the color settings somewhere down here. Maybe that just no, because I've still got bloom on there, so it's not turning off bloom. Interesting. Whoops. So yeah, I like it. More tooltips though. Needs more cowbell. Okay, so hopefully we are now on Linux and everything is working. Why do I have a... Why is it red? Oh, is it because it's recording? I don't know. Anyway, let's see how... I'm not... It's Linux. I'm not expecting this to work out the box. Dave, you are a beautiful bar steward. Okay. That works out of the box. Which is normally difficult for Linux. Of course, I'm using the Mint build, which is sort of like the normie build of Linux. The consumer version, should we say. Yeah, if you want simple, basic, and you don't want any sort of like professional workload, Linux Mint's for you. So how do we find it? I have questions. Okay, here we are. Task Manager on Linux. Linux. Seriously? I have to use htop to check if your task manager's there. Fucking hell. What are we looking at? I don't know. Oh, for fuck's sake, I hate Linux. I absolutely hate Linux. I know Windows is a joke, but seriously, there's so many bloody problems with Linux. No, I'm just going to use top. Okay, interesting. Nothing. I don't think, unless I'm missing something. Okay. Seriously? Fuck you, Linux. What's in there? Okay. Okay, so it is a single file process. Nice. Can I? No. Okay. Copy location. Close that shite. Really? Fuck you, Linux. Well, that's the end of the video. So yeah, Dave's Task Manager. Great. Just... yeah. I'm going to trump this down to this being a Linux issue, not a Dave's Task Manager issue, because it works absolutely fine on Windows, and Linux is just a joke. Uninstall software by installing software uninstallingly. For fuck's sake. Beep beep. I can't remember where I put it. I put it in the desktop on the Windows, didn't I? Fuck off. Whoops. Linux. We need to talk. Users. Oh, it's in C. No, that's the, I don't fucking know. Wine gets a little confusing. Where's the word annoying? Set up on its own, create user BB temp. Error 1-2, call not implemented. Okay. Cheers, Wine. Couldn't help me out either. So yeah, I don't even know how to uninstall it. Just delete the file and leave the links. Yeah, I mean, HTOP exists, so yeah, I'm going to leave that there and start editing this video. Yeah, so thank you for watching. The first part was definitely more enlightening than the Linux part, that's for sure, but then, you know, everyone's too busy screaming about how Linux is the greatest system and Windows is not.